click the up button and click the bell. Bye! Hi guys, we're back with another one. You're listening to the Re-Education Podcast.
So, new intro. Always got to get the kids involved somehow. Welcome back. I'm Simone. You already know what you're listening to. The Re-Education Podcast. First of all, I would like to say a massive thank you to everybody that's been listening to my episodes, that's been emailing to get involved, that's been involved, that's yet to be involved, my friends and family that have supported, to my colleagues that have just remained listeners and engagers and sharing it. I can't believe that I have people in the US listening to my podcast. That's just crazy. But thank you, because without my listeners and the engagement with my podcast, I guess I wouldn't be able to reach so many people. I just wanted to kind of talk about the topic of what is enough when workplaces are addressing the topic of racism. And as a black woman in a workplace, I don't actually know. And I guess for management that are trying to incorporate cultural diversity, equality, and racial awareness within the workplace, there's only so much I feel that they would know where to look for, whether it's training or facilitators to run an awareness workshop around what actually needs to be addressed within said workshops. And I know I've mentioned before that I, as a black woman, cannot be seen to speak on behalf of the entire black community, whether that's in general or within the organisation. Bear in mind there's only two of us. And one's a black male, one's a black female. So yeah, it's going to be different perspectives, feelings, thoughts there. But I guess for me, being a coach, being a youth worker, just being an all-around human, I guess I would like the option would like to be given the space to at least just share my experience that could offer awareness and learning. And I know I've had my fair share of what I call racial undertone comments and somewhat complaints, feedback, that some people may not be aware of within my workplace. And maybe if I was to just share, that could create some level of awareness and shine a light on how people's words and actions actually impact me as a black woman. And also kind of like what I hear when people say or do things, how I see that. Because I'm known to just be very, I want to say, a very black and white. things are very black and white for me, and I'm very quick to say to my black colleague or to my black friends, to my black family members that, yeah, that's definitely because I'm black. It's definitely because I'm black. Yeah, that's just because I'm black. And I only feel that I can say that to another black person. I don't feel that I could say that to a white person. It's only recently, since I've made my vow to not censor myself and to challenge racism on all levels, whether it's unconscious bias, whether it's covert or overt racism, whether it's highlighting someone's privilege in the way in which that they talk to me or they make comments. You know, I'm very much at a place within myself where I can be open and honest and say, yeah, I didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. So, for me, what I feel is a starting point is to do some internal work. And that's not just relating to my workplace. I feel that's relating to all workplaces, really. You need to have somewhat of an internal audit. So censor check. Listen to me coaching. Censor check. Yeah, just kind of get a sense of how everybody's feeling, their thoughts, opinions, perspectives. Because without that, sometimes delivering such training that aims to highlight, create awareness on the topic of racism, because it's not comfortable for everybody. Right? It's not. Black people have been living with that discomfort for hundreds of years, and now more black people within the community are speaking up about it because it's being seen across the world, social media, on the television, like just walking down the road, in the shop, at the doctors, hospitals, schools. It's everywhere, and it's like kind of like like a blind is just kind of being lifted off of some people's eyes. And it's not saying that blind has just come. It's been there for a very long time, because you've had people that kind of, and I do get told I speak a lot in metaphors, but let's say a person from a white community, they're somewhat lifting the blind, looking, and then choosing to kind of cover up their eyes again as if they didn't see anything. And you know, I'm half Jamaican, half Nigerian, so there's a very famous part of a phrase called "see and blind, hear and deaf." So you see it, but you're still acting like you haven't seen it. You hear it, but you're acting like you haven't heard. Hence the word blind and deaf. And I use that because it's been, like I just said, racism didn't just turn up a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. It's very much, yeah, it's just deeply, heavily rooted in everyday life. So now that the blinds are being taken off and people are choosing to actively speak out, actively defend, use their privilege to an extent that they're actually challenging people within their own community on their racist beliefs and comments. But as I said, without censor checking and seeing how everybody feels about that topic, having workshops, training, awareness events, whatever you want to call them, who do they serve? If there's some people that are in that don't actually understand why it's happening, how people feel about the topic within the organisation. Because let's just say, for example, if I share something in a training, there may be my colleague who's white that feels that when I'm saying it, I'm talking directly about them or about something that they did, but they have no knowledge on. Maybe it would be nice in terms of setting that scene and creating that space for everybody to be able to say what their thoughts are on the topic and how they see that as playing a role in injustice and inequality within the workplace that they work in. And I say that because I'm not sure if everybody in that training fully understood why we were doing that training. And again, I'm going to speak from my own perspective and my own experience, is that maybe people just thought because there was a mention about Black Lives Matter, or somebody had spoken about how the current events are impacting them, that's the reason why we had that training. Or because there was some form of, let's say, equality and diversity training that was supposed to have been delivered, let's say early in the year or last year, but didn't. And now they just thought that, okay, well, that was supposed to have been delivered before, but it's not. It's for different reasons, and it wasn't set up and fully explained as to why we were doing that training. Because I even felt confused towards the end. So what was the purpose of this? What was the purpose of this? Going forward, I definitely will remain vocal. I definitely won't censor myself. And I know that there will be other opportunities to have open and honest conversations that will help us just grow as individuals, as well as creating a new type of culture and environment within workplaces. And I guess one thing that I also wanted to say, or reflecting on my experience of this training, is who makes the decisions for such events. And when I say events, I mean workshops, training, awareness, whatever you want to call that type of delivery. Who are the ones that make that decision? Who should be involved in making that decision? Who definitely needs to be involved in making that decision also? And I guess right now I'm just speaking out loud, thinking out loud, hoping that just something that I've said may resonate with somebody, whether they're in an organisation, whether they're a CEO, director, managing director, founder, whatever it is, principal, head teacher, head of department, governor, whatever they are. I would hope that there's something that I've said in this conversation this conversation is just me talking. On this episode, that has maybe ignited some thinking, some ideas, some brainstorming. I've been getting comments and feedback from a variety of listeners. Some that I know, some that I don't know, some that have been listening and reached out. And that lets me know that what I'm doing is important, it is necessary, and it is providing as a learning tool for people from different communities. And that ultimately is what I wanted to do. Yeah. So that's it for me today. I hope that there's been something in what I've said today that has sparked something within somebody's mind that brings up as a topic of conversation, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's in the home, school, amongst friends, amongst strangers. But I'm really excited for the next level of episodes that I have coming to you. And I'm really, really excited to start facilitating from next month. I'll be facilitating some round tables. So there'll be multiple experiences, perspectives, knowledge that I'll be able to bring on this platform to help create more awareness. And again, thank you for tuning in. And as always, I look forward to continuing learning and growing with you all. Bye.